Yay, there we go. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
It is Saturday evening at 6 p.m. And guess what? We're back. We're back. We're back. Come on in. Come on in. Join the conversation. How are you on this Saturday afternoon? We are the Milburns. I am Barbara Milburn.
And I'm Joe Milburn.
And we are
Team
Milburn. And we are back again with you on this Saturday evening, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
You have to adjust it for wherever you are. I know it's 3 hours earlier over on the West Coast, and I think in the middle somewhere it's like an hour before what we are. But we are here in Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. So we are dealing with Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
And so for us, it is 6 p.m. It's a cloudy day. It has been raining all day long. So put it in the chat. What's going on where you are and where you're from? What's going on with the weather in your neck of the woods? Put that in for us while we wait for some more people to come in. I'm going to take a quick minute and see if I can tag some folk and get some more people on the line on Facebook Live. And if you would mind tagging some folks, that would be wonderful. Sharing this on your page so that we could reach more people.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to reach as many people as we can. And the more people that we reach, the more people will be helped. Because I truly believe that something that we're going to say throughout the course of this afternoon will benefit somebody. Not sure who, but somebody. So once again, we are the Milburns. I am Barbara Milburn.
And I'm Joe Milburn.
And we are Team Milburn. And we are back here again. Black and Married with Kids, Facebook Live, and we are talking about marriage after 70 because we're both after 70.
Yes.
And this week we are going to talk about
in sickness and in health.
So before we get started, I would like to thank Dr. Dunamis D and her daughter, Ariel Fuller, who are the owners of Black and Married with Kids. I always leave that part out, and that's so important. So let me make sure I get that in. Dr. Dunamis D and her beautiful daughter, Dr. Ariel Fuller, who are the owners of Black and Married with Kids, and they have afforded us an opportunity to be on their platform. They trusted us enough that they felt like that we could do this, not because we have any degrees or we've been to a lot of schools or anything like that, but just because of our experience and for how long we have been a couple.
Yes.
So thank both of them with all my heart. And again, we're going to get started. And I think I'm going to let Mr. Milburn start first.
Thank you. That's all right.
I can take it if you're not ready. You ready? Okay, let me do this. This is one of the things that I wanted to talk about. We were talking about earlier who was going to go first, and they kind of went back and forth. But this, most of us, okay, let's start over. In sickness and in health. We know that to be a part of the traditional marriage vows. I went to my good friend Google, and they said that the traditional marriage vows started in the 1500s. And it came out of a book that was called the Common Book of Prayer or something similar to that. But it was a book. It was not a Bible. It was a book. And so the traditional vows say to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, for sickness and in health, to love and to cherish until death do us part. Now, I don't know about you. I'm going to be honest. When they were saying that part, I heard it, but I didn't think about it. I didn't really think about it because, in all honesty, most times we're really trying to hurry up and get to the I do part so we can get to the honeymoon. Okay, so we know what we do on the honeymoon. So we're thinking about what's coming later. We're not thinking about these vows that we're standing up here saying. But when we say those to each other, and this is something that I learned very recently because I always felt that when we were saying those vows one to another, that I was saying my vow to the man that I'm going to marry, the man that's going to marry me was saying the vows to me. But in all honesty, they should be said to Christ. And that's where the difference between the covenant, which is between us and God, and the contract, which is between us and the system that created those vows. Mm-hmm. So I challenge all of the married couples out there, no matter how long you've been married, couple months, couple years, couple decades, mm-hmm. Think about those vows. Now, for us, we were younger. Yes. I was in my late 20s. He was in his early 30s. So usually when you're that age, you're not really thinking about sickness and health. You're not thinking about till death do us part. No. You're thinking about a long life together, and you're not planning for those things that may come in the future that you don't see. Mm-hmm. But when you get our age, especially, you're preparing for some of those things that may come and making plans for what might do. So what do you do in sickness and in health when your wife can't take care of herself or your mm-hmm. husband can't take care of himself? What do you think, Joe? You step in, and you take care of her. You become a caretaker, mm-hmm. And you provide for her. You provide for me. But I want to say this: when the years of marriage start to measure in decades, the phrase "in sickness and health" stop being a line in the ceremony. It start being the very fabric of the relationship. Mm-hmm. In the early years, marriage is often a partnership of equal doings. You doing things together. Traveling, working, building families. After the decades of years start to build, mm-hmm. that's when the health starts to fade. Most of the time, yes. Because as you get older, you got more stuff going on with your body. Sometimes you have to take different drugs. The doctor's always giving you a pill for something. Mm-hmm. And 9 times out of 10, whatever that pill is that he's going to give you is going to stir up something else. You get all this list of side effects. Side effects, yes. So something that you didn't have when you started taking that pill, if you take that pill long enough, more than likely it's going to create another problem. Another problem along with that problem. Right. Just like, for instance, with me, they gave me some hormone shots, mm-hmm. and now they're telling me it start developing, what's that? Osteoporosis. Osteopenia or something like that. Like that, and it's from the shots. Right. Now they want me to take more medicine to correct the osteopenia. Yes. And what is that going to do? So it's like a vicious cycle. And we have to be our own health advocates, mm-hmm. because if we don't advocate for ourselves, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get no help. I mean, I'm not bad mouthing doctors or anything like that, because they do what they do. But holistically, sometimes there are things, I believe, and this is just my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. When God created that Garden of Eden, and he put all of the vegetables and all of the animals and all of that, he made the right vegetable, the right fruit, the right plant for everything that could ail us. We just don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. Now, when you go back in history, our ancestors didn't have doctors and pharmacies and over-the-counter medicines, but they lived longer than we do off of the roots and the herbs that they were able to put together because of just knowing that. We didn't have the luxury of knowing that. We grew up in the pill generation. Right. And where we take pills and let's go back to our grandparents, where they used to have the home remedies. Mm-hmm. Remember, mm-hmm. they used to put onions in a sock to break a fever, and stuff like that. Right. And when you had an upset stomach, mm-hmm. they
tell you to take what is it, baking soda and vinegar for anti-acid or something?
I believe I have heard that one, but I remember my grandmother making me chew on a mint sprig because she always kept mint growing in the front yard. Her main purpose for the mint was for her tea because she was a tea drinker and she liked to put mint in her tea. But she would wash that sprig off and give it to you and just say, "Here, child, just chew on that for a while." And the peppermint or the spearmint, whichever kind of mint she had, helped to alleviate what was going on in your stomach.
Yes. But it's I don't want to downplay doctors because they are educated, they know and everything, but you have to question them sometimes and make sure that you know the whole outcome of the medicine that they are giving you. I have started that, and they will tell me that the side effects are minimal, but the side effects are not minimum all the time.
Not all the time.
It develops into something else.
Right. A lot of times it does. I'm going to tag a few people trying to see who here in the chat. I see Chandrea. Hey, Chandrea.
Hello.
Good to see you, daughter. I've been missing you.
Yes.
So glad to see that you're here. Tag some people. Share the page. I know you've already joined the Black and Married with Children's private Facebook group.
Kids.
So I don't have to say that again, but welcome. I'm glad to see you. You know, I would like to know if you guys don't mind, because I see a lot of people here this afternoon. I'm glad the weather's kind of like it is because people stay in the house.
Yes.
Would you put down, because this is the 5th time that we have been before you live on Black and Married with Kids. So do me a favor. I'm just curious. I want to know who's been here with us. Would you put down 4 if you've been here for the last 4 weeks, and 3 if you've only made 3 weeks, 2 if you've only been here 2 weeks, and 1 if you've only been in 1 week. No judgment. No, we just nosy. We just want to know how many people keep coming back, because we want to make this interesting enough that you will come and hear the topics, and we want you guys to communicate with us.
Yes.
We want you to talk to us in the chat. We want you to tell us, some things that you might be interested in hearing. And before we go on to whatever we're going to say next, because I'm not sure what that is, I want to again thank Dr. Dunamis D and her beautiful daughter, Ariel Fuller, who are the owners of Black and Married with Kids, for allowing us this opportunity and this time to be here on this platform. We do appreciate it. We do not take it for granted. We do not take it lightly. And we want to do the best job that we can do in order to glorify God, because God is using us to speak to you.
Yes.
And like I said, we might not have no degrees and we ain't got no certificates hanging on the wall, but we done been through some stuff. We've been together almost 50 years. We haven't been married all that time because we allowed the enemy to pull us apart. But if I had knew then what I know now, the outcome may have been different. But that being said, God brought us back together, because what God puts together, he means to stay together if it is his assignment in the first place.
Yes.
Sometimes we get out of the will of God. We see that man, he looking good. We see that woman and she looking good. And in your ear, you're hearing, don't marry her. Don't marry him. But you're going to do what you're going to do. And then later on, down the road, you realize, oh, wow, God was trying to tell me. He ain't going to force nothing on you. He's not that kind of God. He going to give you some wisdom. And he's going to give you some discernment. It's up to you to use it.
Right.
But do you got?
Yes, I just want to get back to
in sickness and in health. Come on, Papa Joe. Go on with it.
Sickness and in health. But like I said, when health starts fading, that's when the marriage becomes the place where the deepest version of your love is actually built. You stand on that mountain that you have, the relationship, all of the communications, you stand on that and you can relate and you can build it. It's about 4 decades for us.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I know when she is hurting.
Yeah.
I know I don't have to say nothing. I'll just go and get her a cup of tea or whatever she needs if she loves ginger ale. But
Yeah. It settles
uh,
my stomach.
yes, but we don't have to say anything. We can just look across the room and we can see the hurt in her, or she can see what's hurting me. She tried to get it out of me. I don't say nothing, but that's another story. But
Yeah, that's another segment. Y'all had to come back. Keep coming back. Keep coming back.
but it's the love and the relationship that we have built together, and it's like a mind boggling or mind reading test where I just go downstairs and fix something and say, "Here, I know it look like you got a headache," or she'll come and say, you didn't move right. What's wrong?"
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
that's the relationship you build, and the love that you have when you really communicate.
And you have to really rely on God. A scripture that I always quote, and it comes out of Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 12. And I like to say it is a threefold cord is not easily broken. Mm-hmm. Different transcriptions say it different ways. But you think of a rope with three strands. So the three strands is Christ in the middle and you and your mate. If you intertwine around, you know how you just crisscross, like you're braiding your hair, you crisscross it. It's supposed to be tight. It's supposed to be secure. When you mad with your mate and you don't want to do blah, 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 then you have to look at Christ. You can't look at that person, because if you look at that person, you're going to feel your emotions, whatever they are. If you're angry, you're going to feel anger. If you're, feeling anxious inside, you're going to feel anxiety. And I remember it was a Facebook post. I'm a Facebook person. People say Facebook is a tool of the devil. I beg to differ with you. Facebook is what you make it, and if you are connected to people who are full of the devil, then you're gonna get the devil on your page. I don't play that. I give you three chances. The first chance, I'm gonna say something to you. The second chance, I'm just gonna delete the message. The third chance, I'm gonna delete you, because I'm not having it on my page, and I'm not having the people that I'm connected with looking at something that I am not comfortable with myself. But you have to take the bitter with the sweet, the good with the bad. There's evil in everything. We have to find the good in everything, and there is good in everything, whether we want to admit it or not. Mm-hmm. Our spouses aren't the enemy. They're at war all the time too. When your husband, your mate, when he goes out to work in the morning, you don't know what he has to put up with throughout the course of the day, not just from his employer, sometimes from his so-called friends, sometimes from people who are trying to hustle him, sometimes from women who are trying to hustle him. He puts up with a lot from the time he leaves outside until he comes back. And when he comes home in the afternoon, the last thing he wants to do is war with you. That's not even fair to expect that he's going to war all day for your benefit so he can provide and protect and pay the bills and whatever he does, as long as he's doing these things. If the man ain't doing that, then we ain't talking about that kind of man right now. But I'm talking about the good man who's going out every day to make sure that you have, so that you don't have to go. And if you do go, is it that your choice? Could you stay home if you wanted to? Some of us can, but don't want to. But that's cool too, because that's your choice. All of it is your choice, because you are free to be who you are. Joe, you got something else? Because if not, I can go into another vein.
Go into another.
I want to say this real quick, because we are talking about till death do us part. I have several friends who have husbands who unfortunately have not been so favored in the health area. I have one friend who I watch her get her husband in and out of the van, in and out of the wheelchair by herself. She never complains. If she complains, she go in her bathroom and close her door and do it her own. Mm-hmm. She is cheerful. She has a positive attitude. And you cannot tell me that that woman does not have a hard time because she has to do everything. Mm-hmm. Flip the script. I have a female friend who had a stroke a couple years ago. Her mate has to do everything for her, from bathing, feeding, everything. Mm-hmm. Suppose he just said, I don't want to do this no more. Because he could. She could in the other relationship that I'm talking about. But when you build a relationship one with another, you have to work through those issues, whatever those issues are. You can't just leave your partner high and dry, right, because you made your vow unto Christ. If you were taking care of him, would you just walk out and leave him? I don't think so. You can say what you want to say, mm-hmm, but I don't think so. So we have to when we look at that person and they done got on our last nerve, like Joe get on mine sometime, of course. And I get on his, yes, sometime. Because like last night, he got on my nerves, and then you know what? I immediately recognized that was a trick of the enemy. And I said to myself, I ain't falling into that trap. But years ago, I may have. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You know, because I done learned some stuff. And some stuff ain't worth fighting about. Some stuff ain't worth arguing about. Right. Some stuff ain't worth disagreeing about. And to tell you the truth, the little things that we used to argue about back in the day, we look at them now and think they hilarious as hell. Yes. Think they are, mm-hmm, hilarious as hell. Mm-hmm. We were like, do you remember the time? And we did that. And we were like, we was dumb.
But before we get too far from what you was just saying about your friends and, mm-hmm, they stuck, well, I have some role models in my life that they stayed the whole course. You know, I'm talking about they was dealing with the health issues for years, and they stayed with their mate all the way through. And I can't. It's reward them enough.
It makes your heart, yes, feel all warm and fuzzy, and I don't know if that's how God intended for us to feel, but I just get a big old smile on my face, mm-hmm, when I see that two people have defeated the odds, because, yes, Satan hates marriages. Mm-hmm. He hates families. His primary goal is to divide and conquer.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes we have to remember that each other, we aren't the enemy. Satan is the enemy. Mm-hmm. And he will purposely put things in our path, and he knows where you're weak at. Trust me, he knows the weakest link. Men, if you got a roving eye, he gonna put all kinds of little hoochie mamas in your face. Mm-hmm. They're gonna be all over the place trying to talk to you. But you know that that's your weakness, and you ask God to help you, and he will.
Yes.
Women, sometimes overspending may be a weakness for us, and we make our husbands mad because we constantly sneaking the pocketbooks and the shoes and this in the house and all that old kind of stuff. Whatever your weakness is, we all got one. We all have an Achilles heel. Is that what it's called? We all got one. Mm-hmm. We might have 2 or 3. But that's when you have to know you. And if you don't know you, then you can't love you. And if you don't love you, you can't love your mate.
Mm-hmm. And men, the same way she is talking about the women, the men, we have to be doers of our faith. We have to stand strong, and we have to resist the enemy. We have to stop saying, oh, that's not going to happen to me. That's not going to happen to me.
Never say never.
But it will.
Yeah.
As soon as you let your guard down, it'll happen. Mm-hmm. You know, and you got to stand strong. You got to stand firm, and you got to have self-control.
Hold on to those vows. you know, whether they're valid or not, that's a whole different segment. But that was what you said. Some people make their own vows. Whatever you said in the beginning, like we said last week, the same thing you did to get your baby in the beginning, you're gonna have to do the same thing to keep her. Don't lose heart. I see Sister Melody in here. She said she's so thankful for her mate. You keep telling him that. Don't ever let him forget how thankful you are, because it's easy for them to slip, or us,
yes,
to slip into that realm of not feeling appreciated, or feeling like we're the last one on the totem pole, or like he doesn't recognize how we feel. Don't, just keep telling him how much you love him.
Verbally tell him, and openly tell him. And men, you do the same. Openly tell your spouse how good she looked. Yes. How well she did that dinner last night. Just give her the compliments. The
encouragements that she needs to stay built up, and your husband needs encouragement too. Yes. Just because he's a man doesn't mean that he doesn't like to hear those things.
And all of those things you are telling them how much you love them. You just telling them that you love them in a different way. My one thing I didn't want to go in this. Find 100 ways to tell your spouse that you love them, and you'd be surprised how joyful and happy the whole house will be.
Yeah, they used to say happy wife, happy life, something like that. And even though I have never agreed with that, I look at it this way now, and I look at a lot of things different now. Men don't want to be walking around on eggshells all day.
True.
I don't want to be walking around on eggshells all day. So things can't be taken to the extreme, I guess is what I'm saying. You're not going to do everything that man wants, and he ain't going to do everything we want, and we're not supposed to. That's not what it's all about.
No.
What it's about is learning how to love your partner with all your heart. The Bible tells us to love the Lord thy God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. He also says that the second commandment is like unto the first one, that we should love our neighbor as we love ourselves. But in order to love our neighbor, we got to first love ourselves. So practice on loving you. Stand in the mirror every day. If you don't like how you look, stand in there every day and tell yourself how beautiful you are. And that's a true fact, but that's another segment. I had to do that because growing up, I was always told how unattractive I was. And for a lot of years, I believed that I was well into my 30s before I finally believed that I was not as ugly as they told me I was. So the things that people tell you stay in your mind. They play on your emotions.
Yes.
They're going around and around and around in your head. Sometimes you just have to turn it off. That third voice, that
little
chatter,
man on your shoulder.
Yeah, kick him off, slap him, saying you gotta go.
But before we get too far, and I won't have a chance to say this.
Go for it, baby. It's your last chance.
I thank you for being in my life.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you didn't know that one was coming, did you?
Y'all write this down.
I thank you for being in my life, for just dealing with me, dealing with my sickness, dealing with my health, dealing with my compliments, dealing with my goals, all the goals that I accomplish.
Yeah, that's why we're together. We have always been, even when we were separated. I knew by little things that you would do that you still cared for me, and you knew by little things that I would do that I still cared for you. And I will say this too, and I'm not going to go there because that's another topic. When I left, when we were apart, ask me how many times I said to myself, "Oh, Barbara, you done effed up." You know, because we always say the grass looks greener on the other side, but guess what? You got to water that too. And sometimes the grade of grass ain't as good as the grade of grass that you first had. So always ask God.
Yes.
And that even though I was in the church, I was not following kingdom. I was following religion. And a lot of times religion will take you to the pastor or whoever, and they're gonna counsel you. If it's a man pastor, he gonna be on a man's side. If it's a woman pastor, she's still gonna be on the man's side because the religious view is you should bow down to the man. But that God didn't say that. So always seek God first for your counsel.
Yes.
You know, he's the one who's gonna give you the right answer. He's going to one that's going to give you the true answer. And then you pray and ask the Holy Spirit to tell you which way to go. Mm-hmm. Always ask him first. I asked him for even little simple things that don't even matter. People laugh at me, but that's okay. Laugh at me because I asked him when I get ready to get dressed. I say, okay, Holy Spirit, what should I put on today? And that might sound silly, but it means it doesn't sound silly to me. Anything else?
No, I was going to do the declaration, but
yes, do it.
Do it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Go ahead. We got time.
Okay. In sickness and health, we celebrate the good days with joy, and we face the hard ones with patience, knowing something takes time. When life feels heavy, we choose kindness and gentleness, caring for each other with grace instead of frustration. We commit to faithfulness, showing up even when it's not easy, and to protect peace in our homes. With self-control and goodness, we choose love every day, trusting that together we can handle whatever comes our way.
Yep. Whatever God sends our way, if we do it together, we can get it done.
We can accomplish it.
Yay.
Yes.
So guys, thank you for joining us on this Saturday. I want to tell you this before I forget. We're not going to be here next Saturday. We're going to be in Atlanta at our regular retreat with Dr. Dunamis D. We had thought about trying to do it from the hotel, but we don't know the logistics and what may or may not happen. So to be safe, we don't want to promise you that we will be here and then you come looking for us and we're not, because I appreciate you guys following us. So we will not be here next Saturday, which is the 17th.
Yes.
But we'll be back again on the following Saturday, which is the 24th. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about his stuff, my stuff. What do we all do with it? Now I'm going to let y'all figure out what stuff we talk about. I'm not going to tell you. But come on back on the 24th and figure out what stuff we talking about and what stuff we going to get rid of and what stuff we going to keep. But one more time, Dr. Dunamis D, Ariel Fuller, the owners of Black and Married with Kids, we appreciate you guys so much. We thank you for your teaching. We thank you for your prayers. We thank you for your love. We thank you for the safe community that you have made available for us.
Thank you.
We love you all to life. We love each and every one of you to life.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. We are Team Milburn, and we'll see you again on Saturday, the 24th, 6 p.m.
And share this link.
I'll put in the chat, bit.ly/BMWK group. That's the Black and Married with Kid private Facebook group.
Yes.
Join it. Share our video on your page. Share it with your friends. Tag some of your friends. Any couples that you know who may benefit from this or from any of the others.
Yes.
Have them come back because we have a great team. I didn't go through that this week, but on Mondays, we have Glenda. She has a mom's minute right in the middle of the day at 12 noon. I just think it's the sweetest little thing. If you are a mom and you're home all day long and you got the kids and you just want some adult conversation, log on 12 noon and get Glenda Hayden Bailey. She has the mom's minute. And then at 7 o'clock that afternoon, Maisha and Kevin Booker come and they talk about infidelity. Mm-hmm. And then on Tuesday, Stan and Gail Whitfield, Pastor Stan and Gail Whitfield, they come with faith in marriage. And then on Thursdays, we have Lisa and Garrett White, and they talk about communication. And then last but not least, on Friday, we have Sister Johnson, Sister Quetta Johnson. Thank you. I have a brain fog every once in a while. Quetta, forgive me. Sister Quetta Johnson, and she talks about praying wives, and she has had some powerful segments. So that's our team. We have something just about every night of the week. We're not here on Wednesday because we usually have studies, and we're not here on Sunday because we usually have studies. But the rest of the week, we're trying to give you some nuggets that may help you. Yes. And we're going from our experience. If something that we have learned can help you even just a little bit, don't you want to try it? Don't you want another perspective? Don't you want another mindset? So many of us were brought up in dysfunction. I was. I don't know about you. You know, the things I learned about marriage and relationships, they weren't really all that. And God knows we done figured out that the fairy tales ain't even it, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Gotta go. Mm-hmm. See you next week. Be blessed, be safe, be well, be free, be loved, but most of all, be free. God bless you.
God bless you. Mm-hmm.
It don't want us to leave, y'all. There we go.